You guys, we've been in Mexico for 16 days and I finally have a sombrero. If you have been following along, my friends Jimmy, Natalie, and I have crossed over the border into Mexico and we're currently making our way down the Baja Peninsula. We have gone through San Felipe and over to Guerrero Negro where we encountered some awesome whales. Unfortunately, we did not make a great first impression. We are literally hanging off the side of the boat, sick. After we recovered, we made our way down near Mulegé where we have been camped on the most amazing beach I have ever been on. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow along. All right, so it's our third day out on the paddleboards, and besides me almost just now falling in, I'm feeling very confident on it now. I'm sure I need a little bit more practice, but not too bad. I think maybe this sombrero is helping me keep my balance. All right, I had to ditch the sombrero because I think I'm gonna get in. The sun's coming out. It's a little cloudy out today, so I think it's a little cooler than it was the other day when I got in. So I'm expecting this to be a little bit more cold. Hopefully I don't drop my hat in the water. Okay, all right. I got this. Are y'all gonna give me a countdown?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, off we go?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go!
I could touch right here. It's cold, but it's not too bad.
About the cold water.
I think I just need to stay in it for a minute so I can get used to it. I was not expecting to hit the ground.
Did you make any stingray friends?
No, thank goodness. So when I bought this paddleboard, I thought that this was going to be a lot more work than what it is to get out here and actually use one. I've been kayaking before and it wore me out. But these paddleboards are very easy to glide across the water. It's like almost effortless. So I'm really enjoying it. It's very relaxing out here. We just come out here a little ways and then sit down and let the current bring us back. It's perfect. So this is what I'm talking about. We paddle out and then sit down and relax and let the current bring us back to shore.
Only thing we're missing is a cold drink.
And lunch.
And lunch.
Someone mentioned doing 24 hours on paddleboards.
I think it could be fun. I also don't know if people would want to watch that video, so.
If you want to see us spend 24 hours on a paddleboard, comment down below.
That'll be if Cory gets to 100,000 subscribers.
Yes.
We'll do 24 hours on a paddleboard.
That's perfect. 100,000 subscribers, 24 hours on a paddleboard. I think that's perfect.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
So be sure to share this video. All right, so we've come into town. I desperately needed water and we all needed to get groceries. So we've come into town to get all that taken care of. Luckily, it has been very easy to get water so far. So I was a little worried about that coming down here. All right, so I've got my water tank filled up, so now groceries. The roads here in Mulegé are very busy and very narrow. It was very difficult getting my van through the roads here. So I filled up on water, we got groceries, so now I think we're gonna head back to our camp spot. All right, we have made it back from the grocery store and to get water. So now it's time to relax. This has got to be the most peaceful, relaxing week I've ever had. We have been camped out in this spot for the last week, and today's our last day and we're heading back out on the road. This place is called Playa Santispac, and yes, it is a bit crowded. However, it's not too bad. I'm a very introverted person, and it wasn't bad at all staying here. The beach is very nice, and the view here is incredible. And they also have a couple of restaurants. One of them's named Armando's, and the other one is Anna's. And they also have a few bathrooms set out for people to use as well. Today we're heading a little bit further south. We're heading about 30 minutes towards Laredo, and we found a spot that we're gonna stay at tonight. And then tomorrow we're driving another hour and a half on the other side of Laredo, and we found another spot. Both of these spots had really good reviews on iOverlander, so we're very excited to check them out. One thing that I desperately need to do when we get to Laredo is find pesos. We've asked a couple of people if there's a place in Mulegé where we can get pesos, and there is one ATM, but it's down right now. Keeping my fingers crossed that we can find some in Laredo because I desperately need some. It's definitely gonna be sad leaving this spot. However, we're very excited to see what's next. So we decided to leave around 4 p.m. today, which is good because that gives me a little bit of time to get my van cleaned up. It does not take long for my van to become a disaster area. But luckily, since it's such a small space, it doesn't take very long to clean it up either. Well, this is our campsite for the night, and check out these mountains behind me. It's crazy out here. I came out on a hike to check this place out, so let me take you back over to where the vans are and show you that area. This was also such a cool hike because there's all these saguaros out here. It's just crazy beautiful. Well, we stopped at this beach because this is where we had planned on staying tonight, but I think we've changed our minds. And that's because, one, the sand is really loose here and we're afraid to drive on it because we do not want to get stuck. And two, we read on iOverlander, we went down a few comments, and it says that the mosquitoes get really bad here at night. So because of those two things, I think we're gonna move on to the next place. It's on down the road about 45 minutes. But this is a very beautiful beach. I'm kind of bummed that we're not able to stay here, but we'd rather play it safe than have to dig ourselves out. But I at least wanted to show you all the beach. You can see that the sand is very loose, and we're just afraid to drive on it. It's a little better right here where other people have driven on it, but not much better. We're still afraid to drive on it. But this would have definitely been a beautiful place to camp for a couple of days. But honestly, before I came on this trip, I thought that we would run into this more often. I thought we would get to a place where we thought we were gonna camp for a couple of nights, and it turned out not to be a good place. So the fact that we're a couple weeks in and this is the first time we're experiencing this, I'd say that's pretty good. So we decided to eat lunch here, so once we're done with that, we're getting back out on the road and heading to the next place. All right, so we have made it to our new campsite. We actually got here last night, and we're not 100% sure, but this place can best be described as an old rock quarry. That's what we think it is anyway. We found this place on iOverlander, and it is extremely quiet out here. We're the only ones camped out here, and every once in a while there'll be a truck or a car that drives by on the gravel road up here. But other than that, it's completely quiet. That is until last night, something interesting happened. We put the cameras down because we were just sitting outside visiting and taking it easy. And we noticed over in the distance, there was some cows. There was a herd of cows that were walking by. Nothing too crazy. And then it got dark and we were still sitting outside visiting, and we started hearing something. And it sounded like, well, we knew what it was. It was a bull. I'm not sure what the name for the sound a bull makes when it's not happy, like a grunting noise, and it was getting louder and louder, and the bull was coming towards us. So we jumped in Jimmy and Natalie's van, and there was no sense in filming it because it was pitch dark out here. We could barely see it ourselves, but it just stood out in front of our vans and just glared at us for a little while and then went on its way. But that was the only crazy thing that's happened out here so far. The reason why it is so nice that it's quiet out here is because the only way I was going to be able to come on this trip is if I worked from the road. And so 2 days a week I work. I have my van set up to where I can work out of it. So Jimmy and Natalie were aware of that before we even came on this trip. So they were totally fine with it, taking it easy for 2 days while I worked. So with it being quiet out here, it's perfect. Tomorrow morning I've got to get up at 5 so that I can be ready to work by 5:45. So I don't know, I'll probably pick you guys back up in the morning. I am finally off work, and now I have the rest of the week off. And I think this is where I'm going to end it this week. Last night, me, Jimmy, and Natalie all sat down and went over what we wanted to do over this next week. I can say tomorrow we are moving on down south, and I'm very excited because we're heading towards a city that I've been excited to check out, and that's La Paz, or La Paz. Not quite sure how to pronounce it, but I'm excited to check it out. And we looked at different things to do there, and there's quite a few things that we can do, so I'm very excited for this. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next Thursday. You guys, I got a sombrero. How long have we been here? How long have we been in Mexico? Since the 3rd?
It's the 19th now.
So 16 days?
Just over 2.
You guys, we've been in Mexico for 16 days, and I finally have a sombrero. Oh! Sorry, I just about fell. Oh God, okay. That'll be a good blooper. I just jumped into stingray infested waters.
He's right there. He's behind us.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry if I hit you.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to knock you into a stingray. Oh gosh. Do we just sit here and hold this?
I think so. Or it clicks in if you push it hard enough.